like, I had walked up, started talking to her. She went to walk off, and, like, as we was walking off together, some dude, like, just fucking does this as we're walking by. It's the same dude that's been pissing me off. So, like, as he goes to walk past me, I'm right behind her. I shoulder checked the fuck out of him, like, hard. He almost hit the floor. Like, he kind of like, turned all the way around and, like, caught himself, and he come up like he was going to fight me. And then I seen 4 of his homies come from, like, around the corner beside him, and I was like, oh, shit. I'm about to fight all 5 of y'all.
Call your army, bring your tanks. I'm a big boy with a big boy bank. Self-employed, independent. Once you start, don't take no breaks. Work until I get it. I bet it's gonna take a second. But once I start up my engine, I'm gone. Too fast to catch him. I'm landing mixed up with UGK. Maybe try to...
This is the shit I was telling you about. This bitch tweaking, bro.
Let me know if y'all can hear it.
Can I also have barbecue sauce? Or do you have like a buffalo sauce?
Wait, what?
Oh, I'm gonna restart it.
Yeah. So what is this? What am I watching?
It's just a clip, bro. I don't know what it came from.
A lemonade? All right. And then can I also have barbecue sauce? Or do you have like a buffalo sauce? No Chick-fil-A sauce? No Chick-fil-A sauce.
This is why I don't fuck with Chick-fil-A, bro.
Is she tweaking?
And then you want Chick-fil-A.
This is why I don't fuck with Chick-fil-A, bro.
Wait. Let me see. Can I see it again? One more time.
That's obviously a skit.
It's
gotta be a skit.
bro.
It's gotta be a skit.
That
No
is
one just
And
does
then
that head
Can I
movement.
also have barbecue sauce? Or do you have like a buffalo sauce? No Chick-fil-A sauce? No Chick-fil-A sauce. So you want a barbecue sauce? Yes. And then you want Chick-fil-A.
Bro, that might be for real. Some people out there just...
I don't know. The laugh in the background kind of like, okay, I can see that being.
Bro, could you keep a straight face if that bitch was taking your order? Every time I step in a fast food restaurant, I just smoked because I want to smoke before I go eat. If I walked into Chick-fil-A and that bitch is doing that, I'm laughing hard as hell, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to go make a whole new order just to get that video in.
For real, bro. For real.
What's these cameras look like? Or the angles? Can you see me?
Yeah, you look good. You look
No,
good.
I didn't. Hey, listen.
Hey, yo. What weight class are you fighting in?
Heavyweight this time. I usually fight at 185.
Yeah.
And I'm like 195 right now. I got to go up
They're
to
not going to be able to
206.
keep up with you.
No, this guy's like 265, and he's not that good at fighting for real. So
He's going to put it in.
the game plan is with this one, just like almost like a comeback fight. I lost my last fight. I was in a super shitty mental place and shit. But just as far as like this comeback fight, I want somebody that's like big as fuck, kind of puts me at a disadvantage, and like makes me chill the fuck out because can't go in there with a heavyweight and just fucking brawl with them.
Brawling, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta like chill out and like pick your shots. You gotta be smart, get away from them. Don't let them land that big shit.
And I was in Utah for your last fight. So someone said your leg got messed up or something. Was that when training or what happened with that?
So with that, yeah, it was with training. You know that Travis guy? I don't know if y'all ever seen.
Yeah, big dude.
Yeah,
He's tall.
Yeah, he's used to be my main sparring partner. My boy hit me with a leg kick at a weird angle when I stepped and put all my weight on it, and it fractured my fibula.
Oh, shit.
I always say break because the doctor said break and it sounds better.
Yeah.
It
Same
was
shit.
a fracture.
Your bone ain't together no more. It's fucking broke. You know what I mean?
But I mean, that's not even why I lost the damn fight. You boy, we're not started yet, right?
Oh, it's
I
recording.
mean, we'll use whatever we can.
Yeah.
Okay, word. No, so with that last fight, I had a broke leg beforehand. But like, what really got me was you boys in a relationship, that toxic shit going on.
He's in a what?
Toxic relationship. So when I got in that fight,
damn,
all I was
bruh.
thinking about was what me and this bitch was arguing about the whole time.
Ain't that's the same thing that happened that one when you was fighting that one guy, what's his name? He's in the UFC now.
Trayshawn?
That dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I lost that fight because he just beat me. I mean,
Oh,
I was
really?
out of shape. I was
Oh.
training for like 3 hours a week back then.
Oh.
I train like 4 to 5 hours a day now.
Now. Every day.
Every day.
Hell yeah.
Well, not every day. So I take off Saturday, and then occasionally we'll take off Thursday.
Gotta have an off day at least.
So how do you get back into those big like Bellator fights and shit?
Doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Taking like this smart fight, showing like, hey, I've got composure. Because with the Bellator fight, I showed that big time. My amateur career, I was just wild, like I was my last fight. And I kind of went back to the drawing board and won 2 fights. Bellator called me, so when they hit me with the phone call, I was ready to fucking put on a show. I was like comfortable in there. There was no kind of outside shit. I spent 2 years single, no type of distractions, no smoking weed, no drinking, no nothing. And I was just in this crazy state of mind. And when they called me, your boy got up there and just fucking showed him.
Showed out.
Kind of like showed him. So like that kind of puts me at like an advantage to get back there. I've showed that like under the bright lights that I can shine. So. But I'd say the way to start now is take the smart fight, show them. They're like, hey, yo, I still got that composure in me. I'm comfortable in there. I'm not crazy like I showed in my last fight. And then ease my way in. So this guy's record's, I can't remember, but it's dog shit. So we're going to take this one, make it a smart fight, and like make it a long fight. So this one, they call it practice reps in the cage, or live reps, I'm sorry. So like my coach always refers to like, I can't remember what the flight is. Something about with the military, before you can actually like fly a plane to go drop a bomb or to go like do any kind of attack, you have to put in like 10,000 hours. And you have to do so many ejection, like they're like, oh no, trouble, eject. And you got to like press that button. You got to do that so many times before they actually send you out or whatever. That's what he describes.
So you're wanting to put in the fight, you're wanting to put yourself in different situations just as like live practice.
Yeah, it's pretty much like fights like these where these guys aren't top prospects. It's pretty much like a practice fight. But the guy's still coming to whoop my ass for sure. So
definitely.
Like, it's a real rep. It's a real fight. It's just like any other fight. But this one's just not going to be as like he's not going to be as technical as some of these other guys. So like there's still the fear of like I could get knocked out, but there's also a lot better of a chance that like I'd pick him apart for 3 rounds and just like look good, look smart.
Yeah, well the technical shit like at your weight, that's why I was asking. I really feel like you could go in there and just jiu-jitsu every motherfucker and not throw a fucking punch and win your fights.
Well, see,
that's one thing I wonder about. Like, why don't you just go in there and choke the motherfucker out? Because you're so much quicker and stronger than most of them at their weight. You can go in there and fuck them up.
If you do that, so I got a buddy named Torres Finney. Went to the Contender Series last season. He was on the brink of getting the UFC. Me and him were both kind of coming up together. We were prospects in the South. Cause the South isn't huge on MMA. Like,
it's just starting.
Yeah, like you've got some guys here, but like nothing crazy. If you go to Vegas, it's nothing to go to Walmart and see a UFC fighter. You know, like they may not be Sean Strickland or like Israel Adesanya or nobody, but like it's somebody that's signed with the UFC, and that's no thing. But down here, it's like if you hear about somebody being in the UFC, it's like, oh shit, he's doing something. You know, like, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Shit, I forgot where I was going.
It'd be like that sometimes.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
CTE is on the way. Shit, where was I? What was the question you asked? Hit me with it, and then I'll fire back off.
The question.
I thought you said you asked the question, didn't you?
Yeah, it was like, why don't you just go in and like jujitsu all these guys?
Yeah,
there we go.
Just choke the
We're on the
motherfuckers
same
out.
page. No, so I could do that, but like what I was saying was my buddy Torres. Me and him were coming up, and like I'll drop that fight, so I kind of got taken out of the picture. So like as a homie, I was sitting back watching, like proud of him, like, hey dog, if you're gonna get the UFC before me, whatever, it's cool now. So he gets to the Contender Series, he does what he's done his whole career. He takes the guy down, beats him up, and the guy did put up a little bit more of a fight because at that level, those guys are more durable. Yeah. But that dude kind of put up more of a fight, but it was just 3 rounds of Torres taking him down, beating him up. That's what he's done his whole career. And after the fight, Torres is super good. Like, I'm not talking crap, but like Dana White looked at him in the face and was like, hey, if I put you in the UFC right now, you're going to get hurt. So like, go get some more experience, come back. So I'm trying to knock that out beforehand. I'm trying to go ahead and get all the experience. So when I get in front of Dana White, he's not like, sorry, bud, you got to go back to the regional scene.
You're not big enough for this right now.
Yeah. And these practice live reps where I'm not just taking them down and submitting them, where I'm showing like, hey, listen, I can get on the feet, I can be smart, I can stand up with world-class guys. Then when I get there, there will be enough respect there to where I'll get that contract. And that's the dream, is to get that contract. So.
100%, bro. Dana White, UFC, man.
What do you think do you think you have a weakness in your game?
It was striking, and that's what I've just been hammering. So I used to train in Birmingham, striking, Decatur Jiu-Jitsu, and I've moved to Birmingham for this fight camp, and I'm just doing nothing but striking.
I'm about to say, I don't feel like your weakness be striking. That left uppercut on Pat Downey, bro, was fucking insane, bro.
Well, I was about to say, I have power. If I can land that big shot, I have a lot of power. But when it comes, so with my last fight, it's a perfect example. I have a lot of power, but like when I was in that bad mindset, my game plan was like, I'm gonna go in here and knock this dude out. So I go in there, Yeah, like I go in there, I start throwing these big punches. He's technical. He's got a bunch of live reps. He's like blocking all my punches. He's checking the kicks and stuff, and like he just picked me apart. Like how I'm explaining to y'all that like I want to start doing to people. That's what he did to me, and it just pissed me off. You know, you boys. I've been like, hell no, that will never ever happen again.
Do you think so? You think like the mindset is like everything when it comes to fighting, as far as like.
No, I mean, not everything. So, like, there's a lot of physical, like the fight camp. So, leading up to the fight, if you do all the right work, all the jiu-jitsu work, all the wrestling, all the cardio, all the striking, if you hit all the boxes on the way there, when you get there, you're more confident. You're like, all right, no matter how this goes, I'm good. I'm in shape. I can strike with world-class guys. I'm good. You're confident. But when you go in there and, like, you half-ass that work, you get in there and you're like, oh, man, you know, so, like, you just kind of like, I don't know if I can do this. And that little bit, once
you're
they...
fucked.
Yeah, if they build up that tempo over you, like they get you on your heels, and you're already in that mindset, dude, it's fucking. You're like, how do I get out of here?
Yeah,
Because it's a wild field in there. It's fight or flight, and like how you prepare is what's gonna do that to you. So I guess actually, just mental is pretty much the whole thing. Like,
yeah, that's
on fight day, mental, it's 100%.
Yeah.
Mental.
yeah, 100%. Do you have like a certain game plan whenever you're like in the like octagon or anything like that? Or you just okay, I need to do this to make him do this, or is it just a thing that all right, I'm just gonna go and go with it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like you do have a game plan, but like when the first 2 or 3 punches are thrown, that goes out the window. It's
Yeah,
like,
dude.
and that's another thing where like practice comes in. Like, dude, when you get in there, you get in this flow state. If you can find that flow state, you can just like it's all reaction. It's like second nature. Yeah. Like they throw something, sometimes I'll like slip a shot and throw a right hand back, and it lands clean. Like I'll rock them, and I'm like,
It just feels good.
oh shit, I did that. It's wild.
Yeah.
That's some of the best shit is when you just like you surprise your own self and you're just sitting there.
But that's why I asked about the game plan, because it brings me up. I want to, you're a fighter, so I got in this fight at Moe's one time, bro, and
No, he's dumb for this.
it wasn't even like I said, like when I guess whenever you're like in doing professional fighting, you have a game plan and shit. But when you're street fighting and shit, I don't feel like there's any. You're just throwing random
for
shit.
that shit. It's on. Like
Yeah, bro.
homeboys in your face. Next thing you know, he's throwing.
Yeah,
a
you
punch.
don't really have like a game plan when it comes to like street fighting. It's just straight up. You gotta just fucking go.
Yeah, but
Go
no,
with it.
his thing is he beat the guy's ass and let the guy get up.
I do.
And then the guy
But
beat
like
his
you said,
ass.
holy shit, I just did that. I was so shocked. I was like, bro, I just beat the dude's ass.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could fucking do that. Yeah, and I let him get up, and bro, it hit me fucking. I don't know what he hit me with. Broke my nose, bro. I had to pop that. It was some badass shit because I popped my nose back into place. Fucking 5 minutes after that.
It is kind of cool that y'all both kind of like got each other and were like, all right.
I was like, are you done? You done? He's like, I'm done. I'm like, I'm done too.
Y'all both like, fuck.
Fucking nose, bro.
I was about to say, did you at least crack him pretty good?
Yeah, bro. Like I said,
He beat him up to
I
a
was beating his
car.
ass, dude. Like, dude, I had him up against the front of a hood. I can't remember that. We was drunk and shit, but I had him up against the front of a hood.
Beating his
Boom,
ass.
boom, boom. And then he fell against the hood. I hit him one more time, and then I was like, oh shit, like I might be fucking this guy up. You know what I mean? So let me back up. And then
He's too
he
nice
got
of a
up.
person.
fucking rocked me, bro. He got. Yeah.
So was you like celebrating, or was you just like?
No,
No,
he's
I
a
feel
nice
like I did.
guy, bro.
He wasn't there, but I told him about it.
Yeah.
But I did. I was just like, all right, man, come on, let's go. You know what I mean? Nah, he came, bro. He came with that fuck. I don't know what he hit me with. Broke my nose.
You done whooped on his ass. He was like, "Come get it, boy."
I was, bro. Like I was just so shocked that I did that because I really was not expecting it to go that way, because it was just one of those things where he wasn't even trying to fight me. He was trying to fight one of my bros, and my bro, he wasn't even trying to fight him. I was like, fuck, you want somebody to fight me, motherfucker? You know what I mean? And fuck, we got at it, bro. And then
Isaac's got them fast
fun night, man.
hands.
It was a fun night, bro. I'll never forget it, bro. I'll never forget it.
I've had
know,
many
bro.
of those. Many of those.
Yeah, bro. I want to hear like your craziest. Because I know.
I bet people try to like start it with you just knowing because you're a UFC or MMA fighter. They try you because of that.
Not really, man.
You don't think so?
No. I would
feel
not
like
try an
people do
MMA
that.
fighter. Would you try an MMA fighter?
I'm not saying I would, but I feel like drunk people, especially like bars, they always go to like the bigger person or like whoever they think is, and then they're like, oh, he's got a problem with me. So just you and your rep, like people that know you, they're gonna be like, oh, like fuck that guy, you know.
Yeah,
People hate on
just
him.
this cauliflower. Like you can see this one better on the outside.
Yeah.
That right there, I'll have people be like, say something, and then like I notice them kind of like look in my ear, and then they're like, they'll just kind of like chill out, like man.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, bro, I don't want to fight right now, but like we will.
But
Yeah.
I will, man.
Yeah.
The only time, actually, I think not the only time, the last time that happened, I was in Nashville with that girl I was telling y'all that kind of did you boy dirty on that last fight with my mental stuff. Super toxic between us. And we're in the spar, and like she's trying to piss me off. Some dude's like trying to hit on her. And like I had walked up, started talking to her. She went to walk off, and like as we was walking off together, some dude like just fucking does this as we're walking by. It's the same dude that's been pissing me off. So like as he goes to walk past me, I'm right behind her. I shoulder checked the fuck out of him like hard. He almost hit the floor. Like, he kind of like, turned all the way around and like caught himself, and he come up like he was gonna fight me. And then I seen 4 of his homies come from like around the corner beside him, and I was like, oh shit, I'm about to fight all 5 of y'all. And one of his buddies was like, hey man, let's just keep walking. And I was like, yeah, y'all keep walking. I turned around and got the hell out of there. But like, I think his buddy seen my ear, because he immediately not immediately, but he kind of started checking me out, and then he just like, hey, yo,
Let's chill.
yeah.
So you think people recognize the cauliflower ear as like an MMA thing?
Yeah, either MMA or wrestling. And like,
Yeah.
if you think about, if you're smart and you're about to get in, if you've been in a fight before. I'll
Yeah,
say this
any
to you.
man that's over 19 years old should know about cauliflower ear.
Yeah, and like, I mean, if you've been in a fight before, or you've seen street fights where like a wrestler gets into it with somebody, usually he picks his legs and just scoops him and dumps him. Yeah. And once that happens, a street fighter doesn't know what to do on his back, so he's just helpless getting his ass whooped by some high school state champion wrestler. Yep. So I think people get smarter over time. They're like, okay, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, definitely. I feel like, yeah, if somebody got me on the ground, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
I'm fucked, dude.
A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people, they've never been in those fights before, so they come in the MMA gym and they start wrestling around, and like they hit their back and they just don't know what to do. And I'm just sitting up on top of them, like I'm like trying to teach them as I'm like working them and shit. I'm just like tapping them left.
This
and
is
right.
how I break your arm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I'm literally, as I'm choking them, I'm like, listen, you want to try to fight this top hand? You know, like I'm just absolutely destroying these street fighters that are undefeated in the backyard.
Yeah.
That happens at a lot of MMA gyms.
Yeah.
Just people come in there, they're like, listen, I'm undefeated.
I see a
me
lot
in,
of like
coach.
TikToks and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
they come in there and the coaches just humble the fuck out of them.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
So how did you? I know we kind of just jumped into it. How did you even get started? Like I know your dad does like jiu-jitsu and stuff.
Man, my dad was a Golden Glove boxer twice before I was even born. So
Yeah.
as soon as I came out the womb, I was hitting, or not, a
Yeah,
couple
hands,
years
bro. That's
after.
just it.
I was
Yeah,
about
hands.
4, and I was hitting the speed bag, hitting the heavy bag in the basement, and I just kept training with him. And like, I seen him do it my whole life. So, man, anytime I seen somebody beat him, I was like, whoa. You know, like I think of my dad as Superman. Like when I was a little kid, I thought he could take
Nobody
the
can
world.
beat him. Yeah.
Yeah, so like seeing my dad fight, and like he beat a lot of good people. He beat a lot of guys that he wasn't supposed to, but he also lost some. And like I was just like, man, one day I'm gonna be a professional fighter, and I'm gonna beat every guy that beat my dad. Like, it's gonna be
Yeah.
payback.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like the goal when I was younger. So I was trying to get as good as possible. And then I kind of fell into my party stage. But after I come out of that party stage, man, I just kind of like started thinking about that old dream. Like I said, I wanted to be a UFC fighter, and I've been fucking off for a couple of years. I was partying hard. Like I wasn't just drinking. I wasn't just smoking weed. I was all the way out there, hanging out with the bad crowd, doing pills, doing this, doing that. I've done some stupid stuff, like, and after I come out of that, my mind got clear, and when my mind got clear, I just went balls to the wall, and I went on a huge win streak, went and beat Pat Downey, freaking ex-Olympic. He wasn't a team member. He was a ex-Olympic trial team member. So, like, if anybody would have got hurt, he would have been the first guy in line.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's just – that's what drives me now is that – I don't want to sound cliche and say that little kid inside me, but, I mean, really, that's kind of what it is, that old mindset from being a kid. It's just like, I'm going to be on that TV one day, and my dad's going to be in the corner with me. That's really ultimately what I'm chasing. I was talking to my dad about that the other day. That would have been the coolest thing ever, to have him in the corner with me when I fought for Bellator. But, like, dude, that whole entire – I only had, like, a month's worth of fight camp. But, like, that whole entire month was just haywire. They had me doing millions of pieces of paperwork, trying to get sponsors sent to them. They have to, like, pre-approve every sponsor. You have to get or I was supposed to get a banner. I didn't even get that done. And there was just so many things I had to do in that month's period of time with doctor work. I had to have an MRI on my brain. I had to, so that's where it kind of come in handy having my manager, Eric. He freaking pulled some strings and got most of the doctor stuff done for free. But, dude, I would have had to have spent like $3,000 on doctor stuff.
What happened with the brain MRI?
So the brain MRI, I actually had something pop up on it. I had a little speck on my brain. And they said that it could be early on signs of MS. But then they did one with contrast, and they told me that it was nothing, that it was no kind of issue. So I'm supposed to go get it rechecked out just to be sure, but I haven't done that. You boy, this fighter life don't pay the best.
But that's the thing you were talking about your dad. It wasn't his time yet. Like you said, your dream was when you're in the UFC.
Yeah.
So that's what you got to make happen.
It's gonna happen.
Somebody from Coleman's got to make it.
Yeah,
So.
Man, that's something that like I struggle with a lot. So like the fight game, when you lose a fight, you're only as good as your last fight, is what the saying is.
Yeah.
So like whether you perform good, whether you perform bad, whatever it is, you're gonna have to sit on that until your next fight. Then you get a chance to redeem yourself, or you get a chance to double down on what you showed.
Yeah.
And I had 4 fights in a row where like I was just whooping ass. I was finishing everybody in 23 seconds, 32 seconds, and then Pat like a minute and something, or I think 2 minutes. And then I was just on this hot streak. And when I lost that last fight, that put me in this terrible headspace. I've been sitting there for 7 months just thinking about
it.
Everyone I know is just, like, and because this is the thing as a fighter. When you lose a fight or anything goes wrong in your career, no matter what you're doing, I guess, you think that, like, everybody cares. You think that, like I sit here and I'm like, oh, man, I bet these boys are just sitting around like Christian Echols sucks at fighting.
Got his ass for it, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's how you think about it. You're laying in bed at night and you're like, man, all my friends think I'm a pussy. But like, that's not how it is.
No, not at all.
But I've just had to sit on that for 7 months. So like that's why I'm taking this heavyweight fight. I've been so anxious to get back in there. Like just to show everybody, hey, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
That was a quarter of me. My leg was fractured and I had the worst mindset you could possibly go into a fight.
Yeah.
For that guy, Keenan Pattershuk's his name. He's Canadian. For that guy, that was the best night to fight me. So, like, my game plan right now is to fucking rack out these wins, get my confidence up, get it to where I'm, like, back being, confidently being, like, I'm the vanilla gorilla, just having fun with it. Like, creating my career, creating my, like, alter ego in a sense, like, of all my merch, everything is, like, vanilla gorilla. And, like, dude, it's super fun when you're winning and you're getting to do all that stuff. You're just like, dude, I spent, I guess it was almost 2 years of just, like, being on top of the world. I got a great sponsor, Jacob Perez. You know who that is? Yep. Dude, Jacob Perez is he's main sponsor. I would do anything for that guy. I would friggin' go back to jail over that guy. I told myself I'd never do that.
Yeah, bro.
But he pays me weekly, and, like, dude, he's changed my life completely. And he was the reason I was able to spend those 2 years just thriving, like winning fights, freaking on top of the world, getting to do whatever I wanted. Yeah. I've hung out with famous people. I've got a bunch of famous people that follow me. Not like famous, but like fighter famous.
Yeah, bro.
Guys that like are notable people. And, man, I've got to hang out with them, got to meet them, got to be like flying to fights and like go meet somebody at the airport. I met Michael Chandler. I've met him 3 times. Got to go train in South Florida with the best guys in the world. Kamaru Usman's down there. Michael Chandler's down there.
Dylan Dennis.
Huh?
Dylan Dennis.
He's somewhere. I don't know where he's at. He's
Miami or something like that.
That boy's washed up somewhere. But
washed up with all that money.
That's who you need to go beat.
It's been a freaking heck of a ride. And I'm ready to get back to that.
Yeah, 100%, bro. So getting back to that leads me. I want to make sure I'm asking this right. You have to do a weight cut. Right.
Yeah.
So what is
not for this one, but
you don't have
usually.
So when you do have to do weight cut, can you like kind of describe like what that's like? Because I know like people talk about that. That's pretty. It can be brutal.
It can be. It's like brutal every time for me because I kind of do a drastic weight cut or water cut because I don't like dieting a whole lot. I've been dieting now. I got down to like 193, which would be ideal to fight at 185. This one's gonna be a heavyweight, but so usually it's like a month out. I'll start dieting hard. And I'll be at like 220 around there, maybe 215. And I'll start dieting down, ease my way with like, I still have these little snacks here. And I'll do like peanut butter, honey, and like fruit and stuff. Throw it in a bowl, mix it together. Sometimes I get wicked with it. Throw some chocolate chips in there and stuff. But anyways, I'll do that a little bit. So like it's like a slow weight cut. It's nothing drastic. So I'll get down to like 203, and then 2 days out I'll be killing water. I'll be drinking 3 or 2.5 gallons a day, sometimes 3, depending on how easy I want this water cut to go. And you do what's called water loading. So you take in a lot of sodium early in the week, and then about halfway through you cut all sodium. Like the food's super boring. There's no salt on nothing. It's just like
bland
as shit. You can get seasoning that's like no sodium, but I just freaking run it. I just dog it out. But then then it puts me, if I do that like 2 days out and I'm killing the water, I'm not eating as much, I'll get down to like 200 even, and then I water cut from 200 to 186. And that's the part that sucks, man. So, like, the dieting's easy. Then you get 2 days out, and you've got 15 to 16 pounds to cut.
No fucking wonder you're knocking everyone out in 13 minutes. This motherfucker hungry.
They do it, too, my boy. Them
boys 13 seconds. He's just hungry, bro. He's ready to go eat.
Well, like, what's crazy is, like, I thought I cut a lot. Yeah. My manager, Eric, is one of the biggest 185ers. Not the biggest, but one of the biggest in the UFC. But, like, he cuts from 200 on the water cut.
Ooh.
This guy I fought this last fight, he cut all the way down from – so the night – he had to have been, like, 216 when he started his water cut or some shit. Like, there's no possible way for him to have gotten back up to 223. But, like, he weighed in at 184, I believe, because he was lower than me, and I was 185.2 or some shit. He weighs in the next night. They said he come in at 223 pounds.
Yeah,
but he weighed in at 184 last night.
24 hours before he was 184.
There ain't no fucking way.
I don't know how he did. That's what I'm saying. Like I fight on fight night. My nutritionist is like, on that day I wake up. She's like, "What do you weigh?" Midday she checks my weight. That night the commission checks my weight. The night of the fight I was 206, and my boy was 223.
Yeah, why do they even do that when they allow people to get back up in their weight anyway? Like. I've never understood that. Even with the UFC is a little more strict.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a way to like regulate like it being too much of a difference.
Because like that's why Conor McGregor, honestly, he was fucking everybody up because he was a big 145.
Yeah, he was walking around at like 170 pounds.
Yeah, and he was fighting at 145, like fucking him up.
But your boy got off topic there. I apologize.
We always jump
the water cut. So. 200, and then what I'll do is I'll start the water cut that night. I'll get in a sauna for like 20 minutes, get the body temperature warmed up. Then I'll throw a sauna suit on. I'll throw a jacket over it, sweatpants over it, high socks to like trap all the heat. And then I'll put a boggin on, throw a hoodie on top of the jacket. Then I'll get in the sauna again just to get like the jacket and everything warmed up. Then I'll hop out there with my coach. He holds the hand mitts and stuff we usually do like 5 to 10 minutes. Then he'll send me back in the sauna. I'll come out of the sauna and do another round of hand mitts with all this stuff still on the whole time. And then I will, after like 4 sessions of it, your body gets to where it's like, man, we ain't got no water. Like,
what the fuck we doing right now, bro?
Yeah, so like your body just doesn't want to get up and like go do that hard stuff.
You don't start like cramping up.
No. Well, see, that's where the water loading comes in. Like, your body has water, but your body's freaking out. Like, hey, we're losing a lot of water.
Oh, okay.
So like, you just get lethargic and you just don't want to do a whole lot. So you're just like, I don't really want to hit those hand mitts again. So
you think doing that's better than just dieting for like a week or so?
No.
That sounds like hell, dude, bro.
I mean,
fuck.
Listen, every time I'm in the weight cut, I say that. I'm like, next time, I'm dieting longer, and I never do it. But, yeah, man, when you get that feeling of I don't want to do that, that's where it comes in. Like, my nutritionist will get blankets, she'll get towels and everything else and just, like, stack them up. I'll lay right in the middle, cross my arms like this, and she'll just cover me up with everything.
And literally just leak.
Yeah, you literally just lay there, and your body's so heated that you're just pouring sweat while you're under these blankets and stuff.
What's that feeling like? Grab that feeling.
Death, probably.
In the beginning, you're super pumped up. You're like, yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna fight this man. I'm gonna beat his ass in front of all my friends. You know, man. That's it's kind of your driving thing. Like, I'm fighting this guy, and he's gonna do this. But once you get towards the end of it, it's like the closest thing I could imagine what like dying of a heat exhaustion. Like, you get, like, I personally, some people don't. Some people cut 5 pounds of water and they've died the rest. But when you're doing 15 pounds of water, dude, when you get to like 13, you're like, I can't do no more. Mm-hmm. it's not possible for my body to shed any more water. I got to stop, coach. Yeah. And that's where having a coach would be like, you're being a little bitch. Get back in there,
Come on, man. Quit being a bitch.
Yeah, that helps a lot. But I mean, sometimes your boy gets ill. Yeah. If I get hungry, get super. Like, if I don't have my new thing, you know, I used to be a drug addict. Now my thing is I have a vice to energy drinks, bro. Yeah. Like this morning in class, I didn't have my energy drink on the way to class because I was running late. And, you know, I got in there, like, I was just, nothing was firing off right. Like, I just didn't feel like I was having a good session. But, yeah, if I start getting low on energy, I start getting ill, my coach will be like, you got to get back in there. I'm like, no. He can just take the 10% of my purse. I don't care.
Yeah.
And the last time we had to go take a walk, like, I just kept my stuff on, and we just walked around the building a bunch of times. So it wasn't, like, high intensity. Because when you get to that point of, like, exhaustion and just no water, you don't want to hit the pads. You don't want to lay under the hot shit. You just want to, like, do something like steady state cardio.
Yeah.
Something that'll keep the sweat rolling. And that's why I love the towel thing.
Yeah.
The getting under the towel is perfect for me. I started seeing UFC fighters do that, and I was like, hey, can we do that?
What do you mean? Like, you know, like you just a bunch of warm towels and they just cover you up with them? Or?
No, it's just, I mean, they're kind of like room temperature pretty much. But, like, it's just so many of them, towels and blankets, that, like, when they wrap you up, they wrap me up like a burrito. I literally look like a little burrito laying there with my head popped out the top. And, yeah, dude, that's the most ideal way.
That's Tim.
Yeah, if I had, like, a big sauna, like, when I get to the UFC, there will be a UFC PI I can go to. They'll have a huge sauna, and, like, I can just go in there and lay in the sauna under those towels. That would be more ideal. But as of right now, I'm at the regional scene, so I don't really have a whole – I mean, I have a little bit I could use. Like, my manager, he lives in Birmingham right down the road from where I'm at right now. I could use his sauna, but – I ain't had to yet, so hopefully.
But that just reminds me of what you just said, talking about when. I was talking to Dustin earlier. Dustin says if a lot. Like, oh, if I ever get this amount or if I ever get this rich sometime. But I've noticed every time you talk about the UFC, you say when. Yeah. When I get to the UFC, when I fucking fight. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the way you got to carry yourself, bro. Like, you have to have that mindset.
I agree.
Like, it ain't no, man, if I ever get there, this is what I'm going to do. No, it's when I fucking get there, I'm going to do this, beat this guy's ass, take this. You know what I mean?
Dude, I used to say that all the time. Like, whenever I was halfway, like, I was a fighter, but I wasn't training very hard. You know, I was still in the party stage. I would just be like, man, if I get to the UFC, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. And, like, I learned from a couple of my buddies in the UFC, and I've learned from some podcasts. Like, I hear a lot of people that are super successful. They're like, you got to drop that, like, if I do this, you know, like, you got to drop that mentality. You got to be like, no, you got to declare, like, when I do this, this is what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. And, like, that'll just change your mindset. Like, it's the small things like that. You know, like,
it literally fucking rewires your brain, but when you put out if, can't, no, those words, that gets in your fucking subconscious. Like, real shit.
I agree.
You know what I mean? So you have to put out those positive words if you're trying to make it. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's like with the Bellator fight. I was a plus 960 underdog. I was like number 11 in the history of MMA for biggest underdog upsets. But like with that fight, everybody around me was like, they didn't say it to me, but they would say it behind my back. And obviously, you know, my close friends, like my coach and everybody would be like, hey, man, listen, everybody's doubting you. Yeah. Just like not in the bad sense, but like just kind of letting me know, like, hey, listen, that person's not your friend. But
does that feel you? Does that like feel you more to know that?
Yeah, that would feel me more. And I was like, my biggest thing for that fight was I wanted to win for my daughter. So like I got a little girl, and like fighting at the regional level makes money, but it doesn't make money to last you from fight to fight. So you got to have a part-time job or a sponsor like I have. I have a sponsor that takes care of me. So in between those fights, you don't really make enough money at the regional scene. So when I got that chance, I was like, no, when I win this fight, I'm going to go buy my daughter whatever she wants for Christmas. Like, I'm going to get this money. And, dude, I went in there, and, like, he took me down. He put me in a choke. The announcers were in the video. The announcers are like, oh, well, looks like Pat Downey's going to have another quick victory with a choke here. He's setting up. Oh, he's cranking on him. And they're like, Christians, they're trying to – so, like, the way they do it when they pad people, they pad their records. These major organizations, these people, like, the commentators will be like, oh, Christian Echols is pretty decent, you know? And then they're like, oh, no, he's caught. Like, Christian better be careful. So, like, they hit me with that. They hit me with the, oh, Echols better be careful here. He's going to get choked out. And then I popped out, and they was like, oh, Echols is back on the feet.
What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, and I remember what I was getting at was when I was in the choke, like he was choking the piss out of me.
Yeah.
Like I got a picture of my face in the choke. I'm purple as shit. Like I am about to go to sleep. And like in my head, all I could think about was like, I told everyone when I win this fight, I'm gonna get my daughter what she wants.
That give me chills right now hearing that shit.
I swear this is what happened. I've said this on multiple podcasts. That was the biggest moment for me was when I was I was about to lose the fight because I was close to tapping.
Yeah.
Like getting choked to sleep on camera is not cool.
No,
so
no.
like,
Fuck that, dude.
I was willing to, but like at that last second, I seen his elbow pop around the corner, and like the way out of the choke he got me in is you pop the elbow off of the hand and you peel the hand off of your neck. And dude, he freaking started choking me, and like at the last second right before I was about to tap, I popped his elbow and I felt it break loose, and I was like, oh, I can breathe. And when I got that breath in, I was pissed.
I'm about to fuck you up now, dog.
And like I knew he sucked on the feet. So he was a great wrestler and a good jiu-jitsu guy, but I was like, if I can just get back to the feet and get him tired, I can do something to him. But yeah, dude, for what you said, like in that moment, it came down to that, like I told everybody I was gonna do this. And it came through for you, boy.
Fucking did it. Hell yeah, bro. I remember that. That shit was lit. Everybody's posting that. Oh, shit.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video. If y'all want to see more, click one of these videos right here. And then follow us on Instagram and TikTok. Hey, Isaac, what you got to tell them?
Hey, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And just do you.
Thanks for watching.